most credible journalist, reporter, and had him do his dirty work, and I would argue has now put Jordan Chariton in a position where he has to choose to defend the indefensible in Cenk Uygur or maintain his credibility. And even though I like Jordan, even though I had up until this video respected him, you still, just because you're put in a bad position doesn't make it acceptable for you to lie.
Not if you say something and you're not as angry as me, I'm boycotting you.
And what he's doing here is he is acting like the people who had a problem with the Young Turks defending the corruption of the DNC, that the issue is, well, the Young Turks weren't being progressive enough, or the Young Turks weren't being angry enough. No, 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 that is not the issue at all. The Young Turks were defending corruption. You don't get to defend corruption and then claim you're some sort of credible outlet. You don't get to claim to be non-establishment, non-corporate, and then defend the corporate corruption, which is what happened. That is not an issue of being, I'm not a fucking progressive. I don't give a fuck about that label. I give a fuck about the fact that people lie and defend the indefensible. That is what is at issue here. So Jordan is dishonestly perverting the argument from the progressives that have had a problem with this video. Because now when I made the video, I simply said, I hope that people like Sane Progressive completely eviscerate the Young Turks. And apparently, and I'm not saying that's because I said it, but apparently that has been what has happened. To the degree where Cenk Uygur is like, Jordan, you need to fucking help me out here and kind of settle the shit. Because he knows that the people, a lot of progressives view Cenk Uygur for what he is, a sellout. But they do respect Jordan. And it's fucking diabolical that he would put Jordan in this position. But again, that does not absolve Jordan from what he is about to do.
And that is where we are now. I have seen, and I'm very busy. I was in North Dakota 7 times. I was in Flint. I'm in East Chicago, this and that. So I'm not always watching the Young Turks. In fact, I'm not watching it a lot. But I, personally, have gotten tweets. I've gotten emails. I've gotten phone calls, direct phone calls, from viewers telling me the Young Turks isn't progressive, telling me I should leave, telling me, ranting, trying to rally others against the Young Turks. And hey, I believe in free speech. If you want to say that, if you believe that, then by all means, go.
Jordan, they're doing this because they know you're credible. And up until this point, you've been honest and you have a good reputation, and they don't want to see that tarnished. That's why they're doing that. Because Cenk Uygur is a liar. There is when it comes to independent media, the dishonesty of the Young Turks is probably the most covered thing in all of fucking YouTube. I am not the only person that does this. You could watch probably for the rest of your life coverage from other people on YouTube about how dishonest the Young Turks are. And it's sad that it seems as though you're just going to go along with it.
Go ahead. But you're wrong.
Show us where we are factually wrong about how the Young Turks lie.
You're wrong. So there's individuals, and I'm just going to say it. I don't know them. Nothing against them personally. There's individuals like H.A. Goodman.
All right, let's stop right there. It's very simple. You lie, you're done. That's it. You are no longer credible when you lie. So, first of all, I'm only going to show one piece of evidence of how this is an outright fucking lie. But if you want the rest of it, simply watch H.A. Goodman's video, because he explains all of the other instances where it is impossible for Jordan Chariton to say he doesn't know H.A. Goodman. 10 months ago, Young Turks politics, who's on the left hand? Jordan Chariton. Who's on the right hand? H.A. Goodman.
Hey, it's Jordan with TYT Network, Monday, June 20th. And by popular demand, I've tracked down columnist and journalist H.A. Goodman.
Oh, and you actually called him a columnist and a journalist. Oh, not some guy you didn't know. Not only is this outright disrespectful to a person that has been nothing but fucking credible. You know how rare that is? That you would lie about him like that. But it gets worse. Trust me, it gets worse for me to get off the couch at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Who is a blogger or a commentator or whatever.
Oh, I mean, how dare you do that? That's disgusting. You know that that's not the case. And you disrespect him like that. That's fucking disgusting. So, just quickly to my audience. The lie that he just told, Jordan Chariton is no longer credible. Fuck Jordan Chariton. Unless he apologizes and fucking takes all this back, he's out. The only one left on the Young Turks is Michael Tracy. And I hope Michael Tracy does not somehow get a phone call at some point down the line from Cenk Uygur to try to get him to clean up some fucking mess. Something tells me, just based on Michael Tracy's, maybe it's wishful thinking, but based on his behavior in the past, I have a feeling Michael Tracy would tell Cenk Uygur to go fuck himself, but perhaps that's just wishful thinking.
And he was very anti-Hillary in the primary and the general.
So were you. In fact, the two of you were the absolute most credible, fantastic reporters when it came to Hillary Clinton and WikiLeaks.
He was very heavy on the email story.
So were you. And again, both of you were fucking fantastic.
He was very heavy on essentially, ranting against all things establishment Democrats and that. And to a certain extent, I agree with a lot of things he said. He also said and reported a lot of things that were not factual.
Now, this is where we're getting to the level of unconscionable. This is outright slander. This is an outright lie. This is absolutely not true. I would challenge you to find one instance of this. One. Show me one, because if you can, and H.A. Goodman hasn't retracted it or doesn't retract it, then he's fucking out. This is the thing. I'm not on this side anymore. I don't give a fuck. Shit is so bad in the media, and particularly on the left, that I just like people if they tell the fucking truth. I don't even care what your goddamn politics are. People emailed me, oh, why do you keep defending Sane Progressive? She was on some video where she was talking about SJW. I don't give a fuck about that, because that's not why I like her. I like her because she's honest about Russia. I don't give a fuck if she's an SJW. You can be a fucking SJW, but when it comes to covering shit, because being an SJW, you can be one without lying. I haven't found her to be a liar. If you have, granted, if you have evidence, because I don't have favorites. I have people that I like. I mean, I did like Jordan up until this point, but if you lie, the favorite, I don't give a fuck. Any person that lies, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you caught Sargon lying, I would fucking say he's out. It doesn't matter. People who lie are out. That is it. That's how bad it is, because there's no other thing to go by, because everyone in the media lies so much that all you have is your credibility, and all you have is the fact that you tell the truth. And to have a motherfucker like this dare say some shit about H.A. Goodman, are you fucking kidding me? Now, there's a more insidious point to this. It doesn't absolve Jordan Chariton, but this just shows you the level of scumbaggery of Cenk Uygur, that he basically put Jordan in a position to choose between his credibility and his loyalty to him. That is some fucked up shit. Absolute fucked up shit.
And now we're not based on fact. Straight up. I could do a separate video just going through the list, but I don't have the time.
You're going to need to, motherfucker. Otherwise, you are a fucking scumbag. Fuck you for saying that. You're a fucking liar. Until you prove it, you are a fucking liar.
He was, after the primary, coming up with half-baked theories on how Bernie is still going to win, when there was no chance Bernie was going to win, because Bernie wasn't a candidate.
What the fuck are you talking about? When has he ever... During the election, because, see, I had a concern. Because Hillary Clinton wanted to put a no-fly zone in Russia, I was extremely concerned that she was going to win the election. So every fucking day, I watched H.A. Goodman and you, motherfucker, And also Alex Jones, because I like comic relief in coverage. And frankly, when it comes to WikiLeaks, his shit was pretty fucking credible. I mean, he said the same shit as other people, but we all know what Alex Jones is, and that's not even the issue. I never heard him say some shit like this. He liked Bernie Sanders a lot.